When you're out in the middle of the Mexican desert on the race course, it's lonely, for sure. I always describe it as equal parts suffering and enjoyment. You really have to learn to embrace the suck, so to speak, and but you're going through the most beautiful places in the world, in my opinion, and seeing things that most people will never see in a lifetime. It's a kind of a spiritual thing. It kind of puts you in this cool space, especially when you can really lock in and hit that sort of flow state and just kind of be one. It's just you and the motorcycle against Baja.
This 83, we're at the finish. Dude, killed it. Back to back. Yeah. Dude. Yeah. Yeah. Hey. It's pretty cool being number one, coming out and winning San Felipe, and then starting first off the line at the Baja 500. To me, it's it's pretty dominant. Like, okay, we're champions from last year. We won the Baja 1000 the last 3 years in a row. We came out, we won the sprint race, we got the one on the truck, and we're going for the Baja 500. So that helps get your confidence up, and but confidence is one thing, you gotta have it. The only thing that matters to me tomorrow is that we win.
Ensenada is basically the host for 3 out of the 4 events that we do every year. It's like a second home to all of us racers, and we absolutely love it.
From that time you hit Rosa Radio, you see all kinds of posters and billboards and welcoming the racers. There's nothing like it. Anywhere you go, there's stickers at every taco shop.
Ensenada is awesome. We've been coming to Ensenada forever. It's like our second home. BF Goodrich Tires have been staying at Estero Beach for years and years and years. They're just our second family. They welcome us in. We feel like we're coming home. Just the people here, the energy, the town. And this weekend, they actually clarified this today, the first Saturday in June every year is SCORE Day. So it's an actual new holiday down here, which is something that's pretty cool. So it's the people, the environment, the good food, the good racing. It's just a little bit of everything all tied into one.
Whether it be the tacos or the mariscos, the seafood, whether it be the cerveza or whether it be wine at Valle de Guadalupe, it's got a little bit of everything. And the people here are amazing. They support all of us racers, and we just look forward to coming back every single year.
When I first came here, there was one light bulb. Back in the 50s, I came here the first time in '54 with my parents. I was in high school, and there was a dirt road from Tijuana to here. Now, it's a city, fantastic restaurants, and I've seen some incredible places and some incredible scenery and food and everything. But I'll tell you what, the Baja Peninsula is one of the most exciting, unbelievable, warm, hospitable people you'll ever encounter. It really is a spectacular place.
Baja 500, I think, is probably one of the most recognized off-road races in the world. Probably the Baja 1000, Baja 500, and then there's lots of different series and races, but this is the big one. It's important.
The Baja 500 is the most intense, grueling, toughest off-road race, I think, in the world.
Half of the Baja 1000, but it's more intense. It's a loop-style race, Ensenada to Ensenada, about 500 miles. You'll go through the coast, you'll go to the beaches, you go to the mountains, you go to the low desert where the temperatures are going to be 100+ degrees.
The 500 is the second longest one, and off-road racers love the longer miles. The more brutal it is, the longer it is, the more they love it. It's a sickness that I love too.
This year is the 50th anniversary of SCORE International. It's been a great pleasure to be a part of it and to be a partner with SCORE. And this race is going to be a tough one. It's going to be challenging, but I think we're up for the task, and hopefully our racers go out there and have a safe day, and we're here at the finish.
SCORE really throws every type of terrain at us, and it's, you know, it's a short race, but it's also a long race, so it's finding that balance of pace and then also keeping the truck together.
Some say it's very fast. It has nasty sections, it has very fast sections, but at the end of the day, it's a Baja 500 that's going to throw absolutely everything at us like it does every year. You know, this is Baja.
It's a tough one. It's a brutal race. We're going over the summit again. We haven't done that section in a long time. Down to the desert, back to the beach, and run it back to Ensenada. So 500 miles of rocks and dirt and everything in between.
Baja 500 is a great race. It covers a lot of terrain. It stays up in northern Baja. The race itself has a lot of meaning to me. I've always been down here, and I love the people, the race, the terrain, everything about it, but my heart is down here because I want to win.
We'll be throwing 2 trucks at it with 3 great drivers. We're going to try to win the Baja 500, which we've won a number of times. My last win in the Baja 500 was about 20 years ago.
Baja 500 reminds me of is Ivan the Iron Man Stewart. He's won this thing, I think, well over 15 times or something crazy like that.
Won it 17 times, so I've raced it probably 20, 25 times.
1997 Baja 500 was my first ever SCORE overall win. I rode with my mentor, my good lake friend, Bruce Ogilvie. That particular race, you know, for me, building the bike myself, coming down and pre-running and doing all the work with Bruce, that's what it means so much to me, is that, you know, doing the work behind the scenes and coming down and succeeding, that's where all the victory comes.
My dad and I started doing sand buggies in the early 60s when I was about 8 or 9 years old. And then summer of 76, my dad said, let's race the Baja 1000 one time to say we did it. Well, you put your foot in that water and you go back in.
I've been doing this racing thing for 20 years. Even before I was racing, I was down here pre-running with my dad and my grandpa and my Uncle Scott and my cousin Andy and my brother Luke and everyone when I was like 8, 9, 10.
I think Dan drove his first race when he was 15 or 16. I think we let Luke race when he was 13 years old.
And getting that first opportunity to drive a 1600 car down the Baja roads, that was a feeling like no other. And that's what really got me hooked. I'll never forget. I was just like, wow, I love this. I want to figure out how to do this and how to be the best at it.
My dad, Rex McNeil, and my uncle, Perry McNeil, started 30, 40 years ago doing Class 1 racing. I remember being in the back of a station wagon and seeing Mark McMillan and Scott McMillan. They were coming right up to that back window, and here I am, like a little 6-year-old kid seeing a Class 1 doing 100 miles an hour. Yeah, it's something I've always wanted to do.
I grew up in Huntington Beach, California, to a surfing family, but we always came to Baja, and my dad always dabbled in motorcycles. We always had him around, and from there I sort of got this itch to go racing, and I always dreamed of one day winning the Baja 1000. So that's the dream.
I started racing motorcycles when I was 8 years old. My father being very involved in the off-road community, working with guys like Robbie Gordon and Ivan Stewart, Bryce Menzies. Over the past few years, I've found an amazing interest in Baja racing, and now I'm hooked, man. I got the Baja bug.
I started racing at the age of 4 years old, and kind of a big family bonding thing in a way. We traveled around the country as I was a kid, and it's just kind of something that we all do as a family together.
I'm Luke McMillan, and we're down here in Baja because I race trophy trucks.
My name's Dan McMillan, and I race the number 23 trophy truck.
I've wanted to race Baja my whole life. I was very, very into it. I wasn't much into traditional sports or anything like that. I wanted to be at the race shop working on these cars. My dad being a 5-time Baja 1000 winner, as a kid, seeing that is just, I don't know, it just started motivating me, and I just loved the idea of it.
It was something that I grew up doing. I always wanted to do it because it looked so cool. Watching the legends like Ivan Stewart and Larry Ragland, those guys, watching Robbie Gordon come around turns. I'm like, I want to be that guy one day, and here I am.
My brother Dan is my teammate for sure. There's really no rivalry right there. We're happy to see each other win. We pre-run together, we share notes, we have a good time together.
We do good pre-running together because he goes left, I go right, and we look at different lines, we try different stuff, we get creative together. So it's fun We're teammates. There's no rivalry, really. I mean, it'd be nice to beat him, but he's starting first at this race. It's going to be tough.
There was a little bit of pressure with the McMillan legacy, but, you know, not really the family pressure. That wasn't really on me, but I put pressure on myself. You know, I knew I didn't want to just live up to my family name, but I wanted to be the best out here.
Luke's just more like I was. I mean, more so than me. He's just committed. He lives this and breathes this every day. But Daniel's a good race car driver, good, solid race car driver.
We do it for the team. It's the 23 and 83 team, and McMillan Racing, the Big Blue M, that's the team we race under. And we represent it, and we're proud to see each other do good. So last year was pretty amazing at the Baja 1000. We got first and second to each other and beat third place by over an hour. That was pretty cool, and that was super cool for the team, but I want to win Baja races. I've watched my dad win these races for a long time, and ever since I was a young kid, I said, you know, I want to be the best at this.
I remember when I was 8 to 10 years old, I would come down here with my dad back in the Ivan Stewart days, Walker Evans, Kurt LeDuc with that Cherokee. We would come down and watch the races, and it was a family thing. We'd get in, you know, four of my brothers, a total of 5 boys, would come down in my dad's F-150 extra cab with the camper shell in the back and come watch the races. It was wild. It was something I always wanted to do and dreamed of doing.
I remember it was like 6 years ago. I came down with, it was my dad, my uncle, and my cousin, and we came down in like a stock orange 1000, and we were just pre-running, having fun. It was my first time just down in Baja, and we went down the goat trail, went down, got tacos, we got the whole Baja deal.
This is what I do. I don't really hunt, I don't fish, I don't golf. This is it. I love it. I absolutely love it.
A lot of these guys, they get paid. A lot of these bigger teams. So, you know, we're a volunteer team. You know, we're all friends. We're all with the same passion. We all have the love for this sport.
Jason's always been one of those guys that I've really respected as an off-road racer, as a father, as a business owner, and somebody that I definitely wanted to hitch my wagon to.
2021 was that was a fairy tale year. We really did. We were leading the overall points in the SCORE championship. We won the Baja 500. We won the Baja 400. I think we got 4th in the Baja 1000. 2022 was the complete opposite. It was a new truck. This is a new truck. It wasn't the truck, it was me learning to drive the truck. We ended up rolling it in San Felipe, doing about 90 miles an hour. We blew a motor the next race. And then had mechanical issues the 3rd race. Everybody has an expiration date. You know, I feel like I'm still young. I feel like I'm still competitive. But my backup plan is my son, my 15-year-old son.
I'm Connor McNeil. I'm a 15-and-a-half-year-old kid and just down here having fun in Baja with my dad.
And hopefully in the next 3 or 4 years, when I get slow, I'll get up there like Chip Pervorty in the helicopter and watch him and egg him on.
For the 500, I came down here yesterday, and my goal is just come down here, have fun, watch my dad. But the goal is, if he breaks down or whatever and puts him out of contention to win the race, I have my helmet and suit ready to go, so I'm ready to jump in the truck if needed.
We finally have everything coming together. We got a good team, we got a good truck. We've been doing this for a long time. We've learned from our mistakes, and now it's just, you know, we're seasoned, we're ready, and it's going to be fun to see what happens this year.
The pro moto class is definitely where it's at, and it takes a true animal to come down here and race on a bike.
Pro motor is really for the top end motorcycle riders. These guys are really Baja proven. Their equipment is state-of-the-art.
It is the most premier class down here in SCORE International Off-Road Racing.
Kind of reserved for the fastest guys, the guys willing to twist the throttle the hardest.
The experience being on a bike is like none other, because on a bike you're in the elements. You know, you don't have a roll cage, you don't have a seatbelt, you're not harnessed in.
It's unlimited in terms of the size of the motorcycle, the displacement, etc.
Those guys are really the core grassroots of the sport, because sometimes they don't have a big budget, or, you know, they scrap together a couple buddies to come down and, hey, we want to tackle this, we want to challenge it.
to be part of that class and racing at that level is no joke. You know, we're averaging speeds around 40 to 50 miles an hour for 12 hours, and you know, hitting rocks and going through whoops that, you know, most cars won't even make it through. So it's definitely challenging. It beats up your body.
We chose that class because you know, if we go out and do it, we want to do it with the best.
I don't do this for a living or do it for any more joy than just wanting to race at a high level.
Baja is gnarly, and the Open Pro class, they're pushing the limits at the fastest you can possibly go down here, and it's high risk, it's high intensity, and we're looking forward to a good race. You know, when you work with a team of riders, it's really important that everybody is on the same page. You know, you have to unify because each rider is different and they all each have a different character and feel of what they want on the bike. But it all has to kind of come together and unite. Having a team together like that, that's how you are successful.
My name is Forrest Mitchington, and I race dirt bikes.
My name is Kieran Nairn. I'm 23 years old from Huntington Beach, California.
I'm Nick LaPaglia. I'm a blue-collar guy who recreationally races motorcycles from time to time. My dad's still an active motocross rider. A lot of people in my life are. And they always tell me these cool stories of, you know, what it was like back in the day, back in the 60s and the 70s in California, all these open places to ride and race and do all these things. Like, dang, like, you know, kind of wish I could get in a time machine and go back to those times because it seemed a lot more fun.
You know, I fell in love with motorcycles and just Baja for that matter, because we would surf and it was sort of the best of my two worlds, where it's sort of the intersection of those two worlds what existed right here in Mexico. And I actually watched a movie called Dust to Glory, and it was, you know, about some guys who are now my heroes and them racing down the Baja Peninsula, and I always, you know, dreamed of doing that one day and one day winning the Baja 1000. So here we are, and we haven't quite got there yet. Last year we got as close as you can get without winning. We came in second. So yeah, that's the dream. We're just here trying to live it out.
Forrest, Nick, Derek, they are all friends from a few years back now. Forrest actually, it got me involved into off-road racing back in 2019. Honestly, if it wasn't for Forrest, I don't think I would have ever ventured into this type of racing. He asked me to race the Silver State 300 in 2019 with him, and from there I was kind of hooked.
Quite a few years ago, I think it was 2019, went out to a race that Forrest was putting on his property in Johnson Valley. I showed up there. I got invited from another mutual friend, and I showed up there not knowing anyone, just kind of by myself and this one friend I knew. And Forrest was there. He put on this race. Kieran was there, and I did really well at the race. And next thing you know, I left that venue that weekend with a whole group of friends.
You know, as motorcycle kids at the beach, there's not a whole lot of us, so you sort of stick together, and you know, but yeah, all of us really are from Southern California, and we always kind of rode together and hung the same circles, and synergy there is it's a good thing when you're down here and kind of risking it for the biscuit, when you can, you know, hang out and enjoy each other's company at the end of a long day.
For me, it's making memories and doing what I love, and you know, coming down here and racing. It makes everyone around you become family.
This is 13 years down here, and it's still pretty wild that I still have those same feelings of the nerves. The night before the race, I just don't sleep that good for some reason, so crazy that I can't get that out of my system, but I think it's just because of how much this means to me, how much work effort we put into it, how challenging it is, but looking forward to this one, man. It's the Baja 500. I've won this race 3 times before. I know what it takes.
When you start these races, you want to just make sure that you got everything out of you, you got everything in you that you need, and that really it's, you know, you're well prepared.
My biggest motivation this year is more than anything to lay out the roadmap for my son, for us to be teaming up. We want to get some partners on board. I think that, you know, we're taking it more serious than we ever have, and hopefully people take us more serious.
We do want that 200 number back. We want that red number plate, right? The points championship. We want to grow our brand. We want to grow the team. We kind of want to take it to the next level, and Jason's definitely doing his part.
What kind of person does it take? I think probably an adventuresome person. You'd have to have that in your blood. It takes a guy that's got a lot of heart. You better have a lot of heart. I'm not afraid of some pain, because you're going to get cactus in your hand, you're going to get blisters, you're going to get tired, you're going to drive day and night. It took me 30 hours to get to La Paz one time, nonstop, day and night. So not for everybody. It's not for sissies, I'll tell you that.
You know, especially on the motorcycle, you have to be highly aware. I mean, from the moment you swing your leg over that bike, start that engine up, to load it back in your truck at the end of the day, you have to be so alert, so aware. You're by yourself, you're away from your family, your mom and dad are worrying about you back at home. Can't make a mistake. A mistake can cost you fairly quickly. I've broken quite a few bones in my body by the dirt bike, and they all happen in some bonehead, stupid moves. So you do a bonehead, stupid move out here, you know, there's no one around to pick you up and put you in the truck and drive you to the hospital real quick. So, you know, just keeping yourself alive, keeping yourself hydrated, physically in check. When you know you're going too fast, you need to slow down, and, you know, just every little thing in between.
To me, it's just kind of natural. I've just been doing it for so long and been racing for a long time and pre-running, that I know the course really well. I just kind of get in my groove, and once the green flag drops, like, it just, everything goes away, and you just kind of get into a rhythm. And to me, it's just another, you know, Baja 500. Just, I know what to do. Just be patient. Just drive the truck like I know, and don't make any mistakes, which I rarely do, I think. And just go out there and try to win.
On a bike, you know, we don't have someone sitting next to us telling us, hey, remember there's a gate up ahead, or hey, remember there's a bunch of cattle in this area, or, you know, any of that. So it's all what we know, just and we take notes and remember in our brain. So it's scary, it's brutal, it's gnarly, it's a lot, but I'm excited to go do it, and it's always a blast. And I'm excited to get out there and go do the damn thing.
I don't know what the secret is, honestly, because, you know, I look at it and I'm like, there is no secret here, you know, like, but I think it's kind of, the wins don't come easy, but each step of the way, I'm kind of like, yeah, this is what you need to do. You know, it's A, B, C. Here's the steps. You got to have your team. You got to have your truck. The truck cannot break. You got to keep moving in Baja. You don't have to be the fastest to race mile 100. You don't have to be the fastest to 200. You got to be the fastest to the finish line.
You ride Baja the slowest possible way to win the event. And it sounds like, you know, contradictory, but that's what you have to do to survive Baja.
Inside a trophy truck's a unique feeling. It's one of those things that my brain is kind of slowed down and dumbed down. But if you're riding one, even when I ride in one, I'm like, this is gnarly. It's fast, it's violent, it's a lot going on, it's chaotic. But when you're in the truck, you just try to slow everything down. You know, all of a sudden things calm down. You try to focus a lot on making sure your intercom and everything's very quiet. You know, so you're just focused. You're very zen in the truck. At least that's what I do. You know, tomorrow we'll be in the car for probably 8 or 9 hours. It won't feel like that. I'm not sure. I couldn't say it feels like 45 minutes. It doesn't feel like that, but you don't realize that you've been in the car for 8 or 9 hours until you pop off your head and neck restraint and then all of a sudden your head feels like 100 pounds. It's like, oh, I'm tired.
The mindset, once you're out there, it's completely relaxed. I think it's the moments leading up to the race, the night before, the days before, that really get your stress levels high. But once you get out there on the bike, everything kind of seems to start happening in sync. You pick up on that pre-running homework that you did.
The biggest motivation is my lifelong dream of going out and winning the Baja 1000. There's no better time than today to go make that happen. So, and hopefully arrive to a ripe old age with no regrets.
Biggest motivation is for sure just, you know, friends and family and doing what I love and really, you know, and admiring the talent and the opportunity to do this because, you know, it's like I said, not many people get to experience this or be a part of it.
More than the racing, it's just the physical aspect of getting prepared for the race itself. To race at the level that, you know, I want to compete at. You know, I don't want to show up and, you know, put in a half-ass effort. I want to give it my all. So knowing that the race is out there a couple months away and knowing what I have to do, that's all the motivation I need. You know, just keeps me pumped up.
Motivation for me this year, this is the Baja 500, and this is the only race I have not won overall in a trophy truck. And if we win this race, then we will be the 10th team in the history of Baja to earn the Triple Crown, which is winning the San Felipe 250, the 500, and the Baja 1000 overall. So we will earn the Triple Crown and trophy truck. Tomorrow's an opportunity for me to be one step closer to the goal that I've set out for my entire life.
Man, the motivation is just everybody at home, my family, my friends that support me, my team that's been down here putting in so much work, effort. My co-rider Orrin, he just had a baby not that long ago, and he's down here for 10 days putting in the time. So we're gonna go do everything we can on the course, make them all proud no matter what, and hopefully come back here, celebrate with everybody, and just be safe.
Eric Clay is way better co-driver than I am. He has some rally experience. It really takes a special person to be a co-driver. You know, we brought him on and I think that we really click. We have each other's lives in our hands. He could tell me one wrong note and we're flying off a cliff. So You know, it's kind of like a marriage. I don't want to say, you know, it really is. It's either you have it or you don't. Very blessed to have Eric Clay on my team.
Caution here, caution. Slight left, 45 right, showing straight, slight left, slight right into a tight, 45 to a 90. Right, there you go. Slight right, 45 right, a little bit tighter, slight left.
I've navigated for a lot of different individuals and teams. What's kind of crazy from the navigator's point of view is when you can get with somebody that listens to you, it's kind of gratifying to know that like I'm actually having a part in this, maybe a little bit more so than just sitting in the right seat, just saying turn right, turn left, but to say it's okay to push, we're okay to go, and hopefully move our way to the front.
I'm really excited to have Derek a part of the team now. Derek fits right in with the program and the team. We're all about creating memories and just having a good time and, you know, enjoying what Baja has to offer, you know. Yeah, I mean, it's just one big happy family, and, you know, it's pretty much, we like to call ourselves the 3 amigos, now the 4 amigos, and now the 5 amigos. So now we're a 5-man band, so it'll be fun.
Slight right, nothing big. By a 90 back, keep coming 90. We're gonna go 45, never mind, 45, there you go, there you go. Slight right. This is a 90 right, 90 right, tight, 45 right.
Jesus.
Tight 45 tight.
It is dangerous. Obviously, we try to minimize that danger.
It really is surviving. And anyone who thinks that they're going to come down and beat Mexico, they learn very quickly that Mexico always wins.
It's extremely dangerous. Surviving not just the race and the keeping the truck alive, but yourself. And there's a lot of spots out there that can get yourself in trouble with cliffs and big rocks around corners and spectators and where people are standing watching the race. So whether it's man-made or natural, Mother Nature, it's going to get you somehow.
for me as the navigator, one of the scariest things to do at the race, even the whole week, is to get out of the race vehicle during the race, because other individuals are racing and they're pushing hard through the dust. And so to expose yourself outside of a race truck, to change a flat tire, that's always a scary thing for me as a navigator. It really is.
We have no idea at this point, but went well. You know, as far as surviving to get to the finish, you know, we're in one piece. The bike is in one piece, and I'll see you work on Monday morning. So that's a big goal of ours. But you know, we had a good pace all day. We obviously left first off the line. It'd be great to have kept that position. Obviously, to come in third position, you know, it is what it is. To finish these races in general as an accomplishment in itself, but we need to remind ourselves of that. You know, we're a bunch of blue-collar guys, we're a bunch of 50-hour work week, Monday through Friday. So, you know, that's our livelihood, and we're just down here having fun. We're just gonna focus on ourselves and keep moving forward, and making sure, you know, we get the bike across the finish line, and that's all we can do, man. Is make sure we're healthy and the bike's good, and hope for the best finish out of it at the end of the day. Definitely a little bit frustrated. I really wanted to. I felt like I had more than what the motorcycle gave me today. I had some issues while I was on the bike, so a little bit frustrated, but overall, you know, stoked to be here.
You know, Baja, anything can happen. You know, we're in a truck with a roll cage and everything around you, but it's a very dangerous sport. We're running along cliffs. The course is not closed. There's spectators anywhere. You know, I'm sitting here the day before the Baja 500. There might be a group of people out there digging a ditch, and I'm not going to find out until I hit it tomorrow. You know, so it's Baja. It's crazy. You got to be on your toes. Just when you think you got everything together and it's all, you know, dandy and safe and everything's good, it'll smack you right in the face. So you got to respect Baja.
90 right at the bottom. Coming up and down, 90 right. .45 left up the hill. Oh, yeah, you're good, you're good. Right and wide. Keep coming up, right and wide.
There's all sorts of danger, just like any other form of race. You can go off the road, you can hit a tree, you can, you know, if it starts to snow, which it probably won't do here in June, but I mean, anything you can imagine can happen. It's how quickly and how you get out of it, because a lot of times where you have your problem, there's nobody around.
Sometimes you just get lucky enough that it lets you squeak through and do it faster than everyone else. But it really is a game of survival, and you have to be smart and know, when you can push and when you can, and when you should back it down. That's part of the allure, and that's the challenge, and that's what separates the men from the boys.
Man, to come away with another win it's unreal. It feels so good. These guys have been putting in so much work. Toilet Tires has been doing so much work leading up to this race. Red Bull supported me, everybody behind me helped me get through this. Or knocking out tires, just what an awesome day.
It's awesome, man. We came into this year wanting to get a season championship, and halfway through it is a great place to be for that goal. So we're going to keep our noses clean at the Baja 400, try and qualify well, finish there well. So just line it up for a great Baja 1000. That's always been our Achilles. We've always had an issue at the Baja 1000. Hopefully we can get through this clean, hopefully get a win there and clean up the championship.
Feels good to be here at the finish line and have a solid result and still be in the chase for the points and all that kind of stuff. But Baja 500's in the books. We didn't win it. That's a bummer, but now it's on to the Baja 1000. There's no test like a race, so every race is a good experience to learn and get faster and get smarter and do better and just learn. You gotta learn from every race and make sure you take those things and apply them to the next race. So learned a lot out there today, and I'm ready to get back to the shop, put our head down, get back to work, and get this truck back on top.
Man, like I've been doing this for a lot of years. That was the best day in the desert that I've ever had. This is what I do. I don't golf, I don't hunt, I don't fish. Like I race trucks in the desert and I absolutely love it.
What was your reaction to seeing Connor there waiting for you at the finish line?
That was awesome. I could see that he was kind of like almost tearing up, I could just tell his face is not his normal face, I FaceTime him when we crossed the finish line. I was FaceTiming him in the truck. He was texting me, "Let's go, Dad," and so I FaceTime him. It was so rad. The plan was for him to get in the truck if we were like, not first couple, 1, 2, or 3, right? He was going to get in the truck, in the passenger seat. But, you know, we need to get some experience together. We'll get there. And the next time, I hope to do it with him. My plan this year is to give my son drive time. So there's a learning curve. I did it myself, you know, when I was young. So you gotta, there's really a balance on you know, on off-road racing, you need to have a balance. And it takes a little bit to find that balance.
Over the years, it's been fun watching my dad doing all these Baja races and coming down and supporting him, but eventually it's going to be my turn, so I'm ready to have some fun.